create life on other planets because this is the way they were created, by what they call the archaic ones, the ones from the very beginning, have been doing this forever. And they said there are councils over all of this. There's definitely rules and regulations that govern everything. And the councils have the history books of all of the planets and all the records. So when a planet reaches the point that it can support life, that's a very momentous time in the history of that planet. At that time, the planet is given its life charter. They are accumulating cells, sperm, ova. Doesn't matter where they get them. It all goes into the massive laboratory banks in the laboratory craft. And I asked them one time, where did the cells come from that created life on Earth? They said it doesn't matter because it's mixtures. And they begin with single-celled organisms. And they hope that it will take hold and begin to clump together to form a multi-celled organism. They said you would be surprised what you could have looked like. But imagine the amount of time this would take. They're coming back from time to time to check on everything. It's really like Star Trek. They have their assignments and they go and check on different planets and the different stages of development. Then it was time to decide which animal will we manipulate the DNA so it can become a thinking human being. So they chose the ape because it had the greatest brain capacity and also it had the hands. You would have to have hands to make tools, to build a civilization. They began to manipulate the DNA to eventually turn it into a human being. And they said you will never find the missing link because there isn't any. It jumped generations so fast. Imagine the patience of these people to be doing this over millions of years as it developed. Well, this all sounded very good, but something happened to spoil the whole experiment. They call it the grand experiment. They said, let's give this beautiful planet a creature with intelligence and free will and see what he does with it. And I don't think they're very pleased with what we're doing with it. But the law of non-interference is very real. They cannot interfere in the development of the species. They have to just let us go along with whatever we're doing. And I asked them one time, well, when you give these things, corn, fire, how to plant, isn't that interference? They said, no, it's a gift. We're giving them to the people as a gift once. What they do with it is their own free will. And many times man has taken something and turned it into something negative, not what it was intended to be at all. I said, well, can't you just come back and tell them you're not doing it right? They said, no, because that is interference. They can give it to you one time. What you do with it is your own free will. After that, they have nothing to say about it. I think that's important. It does go along with the Star Trek idea of non-interference.